little boy and I got to see E.T. on the big screen, I fell in love with going to the theater. And through my life, I've seen some incredible movies. A lot of them shaped, my interests and the things I like, and it taught me a few things through life. I don't unfortunately have all the movies I've seen because, 30 years worth of movies is a lot. I've tried to focus on the movies that, like I said, have really impacted me, and even then I'm still missing a lot. But on this video, I will talk about the top 10 DVDs I have right now on my collection. So, I'm going to start off with number 10, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Number 9 was one of those movies I went and see and I knew nothing about. The only thing I knew is that a few days before I saw the Oscars, and it won a whole bunch of awards, and that's Slumdog Millionaire. Number 8 is another movie that I saw, which I didn't expect much out of it, but that's Lost in Translation, starring Bill Murray. Bill Murray is my favorite comedian actor. I mean, he's done a whole bunch of movies that I've loved, but this one in particular really got to me. It stars him as Bob Harrod, which is this actor that goes to Japan to film a commercial. He's lost in the culture, I mean, as most people that travel to Japan probably are. And there he meets Scarlett Johansson's character, who's a young wife, whose husband, works a lot and basically just leaves her alone. So they meet, and we form this really deep friendship and I love the set pieces on this. I mean, they show places of Japan that I've always wanted to see, and just seeing them on this movie is, incredible. Number 7 is Hellboy. I love Guillermo del Toro movies. Ever since I saw Mimic, then I saw Chronos, Blade 2, but this I think is his best one. He got together with Mike Mignola, who's the creator of Hellboy. Basically, it involves Rasputin teaming up with the Nazis to open a gate to another dimension. And, the U.S. Army comes in, stops them, but something does pop out of that portal, and that's Hellboy. Hellboy gets raised by the humans, and, he's a character stuck between two worlds. His destiny as a demon and his beliefs as a human. Number 6 is actually going to be 2 DVDs. And that's Samurai X Trust and Samurai X Betrayal. I just love the story in these 2 movies. It stars this character called Kenshin, who's a samurai killer that is with the Japanese rebellion. He unfortunately does have to go around killing people, and in one of those occasions he kills a guard. The thing is that guard was meant to be married to this other character called Tomo, and then she meets up with Kenshin, has no idea that Kenshin is the one that killed her would-be husband. The rebellion eventually finds itself in trouble, so the head of the rebellion asks Kenshin to go into hiding. And he takes along Tomo, so they pretend to be married, and as they're trying to live a life as farmers and everything, they fall in love. Tomo does eventually find out that Kenshin killed her would-be husband. These people try to get her to betray him and, end up killing him. And so she's torn between the love that she feels right now for Kenshin and what he did to her husband. Number 5 is another tie. This is my favorite, after The Simpsons, this is my second favorite TV series of all time. And that's Pushing Daisy Season 1 and Pushing Daisy Season 2. I think this is an incredibly perfect TV series. I mean, it has a comedy, it has a musical, it has drama, it has everything. The story revolves around Ned, who's a pie maker, and what makes Ned unique in the world is that he has the ability to touch dead people and bring them back for a minute. If he doesn't touch them back by then, something else has to die, and if he touches them again, they return to being dead. He goes through life helping his detective partner, Emerson Cobb. Oh, I don't have Emerson Cobb here. Here he is. Emerson Cobb, solving crimes and collecting rewards. During that, he finds out that his childhood sweetheart, Chuck, which is this girl over here, got killed on a cruise. So they go, try to solve the mystery, but Ned can't bring himself to kill Chuck. So he lets her live. The thing is that they can never touch, but they find really unique ways to do so. I mean, I've watched these DVDs a whole bunch of times, and every time I just like the series more and more, especially because of Kristen Chenoweth, who is Olive Snook. She's my favorite character in the series. Number 4 is Ghostbusters, another Bill Murray movie. This movie stars him, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, and Ernie Hudson. And they're the scientists that decide to go into business stopping ghosts. And I mean, what can you say about Ghostbusters? It's a classic, it's funny, it has little elements of terror. Number 3 is, in my opinion, the best superhero movie out there, and that's The Dark Knight. I remember after I saw Batman Begins, that they announced that we're going to make a sequel, seeing a photo shot of Heath Ledger. It was just his face, painted in white with these big scars here. He didn't even have the green hair, he was just like there. And I thought, man, that's a terrible Joker. I mean, you're going to ruin him. And when I went to see this, I went to see this movie as soon as it came out, and I was blown away. I mean, the action scenes were way better than what was done in Batman Begins. Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker was perfect. I mean, he portrayed a psychotic, crazy, basically evil Joker. And it is just a work of art. Number 2 on my list is actually the second movie I've seen in my whole life. I remember I was visiting my godparents, and they took me out to the movies, and I just saw a poster of this one, and I said, I want to go see this one. And they took me to see Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and I was blown away. I mean, this movie, every time I see it again, I'm transported right back to when I was a kid in that movie theater. I mean, the last scene with the rebels in space, trying to destroy the Death Star, at the same time being stuck between these Star Destroyers, and you know, the space fight, and then inside the forest with those the Ewoks and Han Solo and Princess Leia trying to stop the shield generator, and then the last battle with Luke Skywalker. I didn't even know these characters when I went to see them. But even then, I felt the impact of, you know, Luke Skywalker fighting Darth Vader, and then him making the ultimate sacrifice to save his son. This is just, out of all the 6 movies, this is without a doubt my favorite one. It brings back so many nostalgic memories, and you know, it's just a really good movie that's really close to my heart. And number 1 is, without a doubt, my favorite movie of the whole collection and of all time, and that movie is The Nightmare Before Christmas. Halloween is very special for me because it's my birthday. I was born on Halloween. So when I went to see this movie as a kid, I remember thinking that they made this movie just for me. I mean, the theme was Jack Skellington, the king of Halloween Town, going to Christmas and being just amazed by what the spirit of Christmas. And then because he was from Halloween Town, he felt the feeling, but he couldn't interpret it. He couldn't understand it. So he decides, you know, what the hell? If I can't understand Christmas, I'm going to make Christmas mine. So he goes out, gets Santa Claus captured, and he takes the role of Santa Claus. But because he's from Halloween, and the people in Halloween Town don't get the spirit of Christmas, they end up ruining it. And it is just a really, really good movie. I mean, the animation in this is just incredible. To this day, it still blows my mind whenever I see it. The music, The musical numbers really stick to your head. Out of the blue, I'll see something with Jack's head, and all those memories come flashing back, and all the music comes flashing back. So it is just, in my opinion, the best movie that I've seen in my life. So right now, these are my top 10 DVDs in my DVD collection. So this is Vargas XX78 signing off.